They say art imitates life and life imitates art. And for the past 40 odd years, we have seen actors like Mohanlal and directors like Sathyam Anthikad decide what scores of Malayali audience should feel, when they should laugh, what makes them smile, what makes them cry, what makes them angry, what makes them feel betrayed. A lot of emotions that they go through has come via the films of Mohanlal and Sathyam Anthikad. And after almost a decade, I think more than a decade, these two important part of Malayalam cinema and Malayalam culture's ethos have reunited for a film. This video contains spoilers and please do watch it in your own discretion. Welcome and welcome to Cinema Express. This is Avinash Ramachandran, and in this video review episode, we are going to look at Sathyam Anthikad's Hridayapoorvam starring Mohanlal, Malavika Mohanan, Sangeeth Prathap, and a bunch of other actors. One of my favorite things about Hridayapoorvam is the fact that Mohanlal's character is named Sandeep, which might not really be a name that is befitting the star stature of someone like a Mohanlal. That is the beauty, I think, of Malayalam cinema itself, in the fact that stars of Malayalam cinema can be named something very grounded, something very real, something very relatable, and yet they can still be so loved. I think that's what makes them even more appealing to a wider section of the audience. It's not enough to have such big names that probably pushes them a little bit far away from us. I think calling Mohanlal a Sandeep and him playing a character that is the owner of a cloud kitchen, and technically this film, though, doesn't waste time in establishing what it's all about. It's simply a film where Sandeep's character has a heart issue. He gets a heart from Colonel Ravindranath, who's based out of Pune. That person dies in a freakish road accident. The heart comes to Mohanlal, and then you see that the colonel's family somehow reaching out to Sandeep's character and them finding a way to spend time with each other, and even that happens very organically. It's so nice to actually see a film that doesn't really wring out melodrama out of such situations. Yes, this film had the scope for a lot of these things. See, when you have a character who has the heart of somebody else, and that somebody else has a family consisting of a wife who feels neglected and a daughter who is so loving her father, who believes that the world revolves around her father, and these two women are suddenly finding their way in a house which is not having the patriarch. And then you have Sandeep, who plays this loner who doesn't really have any attachment to a family per se, comes into this place. The kind of scenes that can play out, the kind of emotions that can happen. That doesn't really happen in Hridayapoorvam. I think that is the beauty of the film, because for the longest time, we are actually seeing a loner trying to understand what it means to have a family, and a family trying to understand what it means to be alone. But the fascinating aspect of the film is that it never tries too hard. It is very happy in being in the space of a funny film, and that is taken care of by Mohanlal's histrionics and his interesting chemistry with Sangeeth Prathap. It's almost like an extension of Premalu, but with an interesting addition of Mohanlal being part of it. It's like having this young actor fighting it out against a massive superstar who has shed his ego to play on a level field, and which also helps the film because it's this banter that works for the longest period of time. And then the film also goes into certain dicey territories, especially with the idea of Sandeep not understanding what it means to have a family, right? So he doesn't know what kind of affection is love, what kind of affection is infatuation, what is crush, what is purely the love for him and the love for his heart. There's a lot of things in play, and it actually plays out quite well. As I said earlier, Hridayapoorvam is not trying too hard. It's a very straightforward film. It's a very simple film. It doesn't want to make anyone think too much, doesn't want anyone to go back home with the sense of, let's say, what did we just watch, or should this film have gone into these territories? Is it a new age film? Is it a film for the new gen audience? No, it's a film for the families that have always been watching a Mohanlal film and a Sathyam Anthikad film. It's a film that caters to an audience who still don't mind watching simple films play out. Simple films starring superstars that they've always liked. Simple films that do not really preach. See, Hridayapoorvam could have gone into very sketchy territories. It could have gone into places where we might have been thinking as to, really, did Sathyam Anthikad make this film? Really, did Mohanlal say yes to this film? But even these scenarios, even these tricky situations play out quite convincingly, and it has a very, very sweet ending. I think that's the thing about Hridayapoorvam. It's a very sweet film. Even when there is a fight sequence, it's a sweet fight sequence. Even when there is a big emotional outburst between primary characters, it ends up rather sweetly. Even when there is a conversation about, let's say, a very important character asking one other character, will they uh, stay their entire lives with each other? Even that is a sweet moment. So these are all very culmination of a lot of sweet moments. The film has wonderful music by Justin Prabhakar and is visually very, very beautiful. We are seeing Pune in a very new light. We've always seen a Mumbai, we've always seen a Delhi, or probably even a Chennai. Actually, it's fascinating how Kerala filmmakers and Kerala cinematographers are wonderfully portraying other cities outside Kerala. It's almost like viewing them in a new lens. Hridayapuram is all about Sandeep. It's all about how he decides that a change of heart literally also has a figurative twist to it. It talks about what it means to have people around him who really care for him. There are very poignant moments in the film. There are very nuanced things. I love how Mohanlal plays this character who has a heart issue and then suddenly finds himself having to stay back in Pune because of a problem in his spine, and how he plays with that character, because this is a character who, because of a spine issue, cannot always sit down. So the way he eats standing, the way he lies down on the car while traveling, the way he steps down gingerly on the steps, it is a very calculative performance, but it's not really in your face. It's not someone saying that, see, I'm acting. It's so natural. I think that's the beauty of Mohanlal, the beauty of his such a lasting legacy that has seen him play so many different characters. It is a Sathyam Anthikad film, and the narrative is going to be very predictable. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen in the end. You know what the characters are going to do towards the end. How these people are going to react to each other's revelations, feelings, everything. Everything is predictable, and it's all held together by the superlative performance of Mohanlal and Malavika Mohanan, who is a revelation of the film. The last time I saw Malavika having so much fun on screen was in the Netflix series Masaba, where she plays this model on the runway who is completely lost it, and she has a lot of fun in that. It shows that she's very comfortable in certain places, certain roles, and how directors can get the best out of actors. And Sathyam Anthikad is someone who knows how to do it. He's been doing it for so long that he can always find ways to make actors comfortable and give them the best kind of roles to get them do the best that they can. So even here there's a lot of fun that Malavika Mohanan has, and Sangeeta is so cute in the role, and especially in the scene with Mohanlal where they discuss what it means to raise a family, raise Malavika Mohanan's Harita. Those conversations are so much fun, and the problem I had with the film is the fact that a lot of the film is very funny, as I said, but a lot of jokes don't really land well because the punchline is missing. As in, there's a lot of conversational humor between Sangeet and Mohanlal's characters, but I felt that it was rushed in some places. They didn't really gel organically. Those didn't flow to its proper end. The same thing with the characters of Siddiq and to an extent, even the character played by Lalu Alex. They have interesting scenes, but they don't really add much to what's happening, and the humor doesn't really work for after point because it feels overstretched. On the contrary, a character like Babu Raj, who comes out of nowhere, has a hood because the scene is very short. I think it also got to do the fact that it's not about the attention span, of course, but it's the fact that there are a lot of things happening around Sandeep's character that we want the focus to, probably not go too far astray. I think that's what makes the film little, let's just say, we wait for things to happen. There is a sense of nothingness that pervades in the narrative after a point, but always, as in every Sathyam Anthikad film, I think at least almost every Sathyam Anthikad film, all's well that ends well. And what we love to see is the fact that we all go home with a smile on our faces, and that's exactly what happens in Hridayapoorvam, because this is a film that I strongly believe is like a warm hug. It's like everyone wants recognition, everyone wants validation, everyone wants to feel loved, even if, let's say, the family isn't there after a point because of whatever reason it is. Let's say there are not enough people that you think you can call your own. Because in this film, interestingly, Sandeep has a very fleeting relationship. His only friends are the employees of the cloud kitchen or the tenants in his house, and these are all fleeting because the employees might change, the tenants might change. So Sandeep doesn't really have an anchor, and that's the beauty of Hridayapoorvam, because it shows that after a point, it's not just the family is not just something that you're bestowed with, it's also what you choose to be with. And Hridayapuram is a reminder of the fact that not just friendship, but sometimes even families can be chosen. And if it just makes your heart feel lighter, then you can actually forgive all the flaws around you. And I think that same can be extended to the film too. That's it from this video review episode. If you like it, do like, share, and subscribe to Cinema Express, and do let us know what you thought of the film and this episode. And until we meet in the next episode, this is your friendly neighborhood critic, Avinash Ramachandran, signing off. Tata!